Let's go. I'm better than ever, they never been better than I. Regarded the hardest and I ain't even reaching my prime. They hate that I'm great and they faking I'm real as they come. So sit back and let me show you how this shit is done. My composition, my propositions, I'm raping the system. I'm killing the competition and all of y'all are my victims. Eyes and oohs as I'm ripping the instrumental. Lyrical, individual, never been sentimental. I'm so hot every time that beat drop. And when I say I'm raping the system.
Good evening once again, fight fans, and welcome to the Mexico City Plaza here in beautiful El Mexico City, where if you are just now joining us, you have missed an epic night of undercards, but fear not, because you are just in time for us to set this night off with a bang. Folks, you are just in time for us to be set for the main event. 10 action-packed, hard-hitting, in-your-face rounds of boxing in a dream match the world thought it would never see. The YouTube Bingo Hall makes history tonight. On commentary, you have yours truly, Davedarippedone. Joining me at this time here to tell you a little bit more about this match is a man that I'm honored to not only join on commentary once again, but to join in our co-YouTube Bingo Hall debut. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as the Sophist commentator. You know him as Fight Night's Finest.
What is going on, boxing fans and gamers? It's your boy, Fight Night's Finest, the Sophie commentator, calling the action here tonight between a 45-6 Mike Tyson and a 77-10 Floyd Patterson. Dave, the action will be hot tonight as both of these men share similar size in terms of height and also in reach. They both have speed and they both have power to deliver the knockout blow.
It's going to be interesting to see if Floyd Patterson can withstand that early textbook pressure that Mike Tyson puts on in all of his fights. And they also have the same punch style. They both have that same leaping left hook that you see in Mike Tyson fights. It's going to be interesting to see how this one goes, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, now you talked about that leaping left hook. For a lot of players online, that is one of the most signature punch that they knock people out with. That leaping left hook that can just slip behind the guard and tear their opponents down like an old building. Dave, when you got guys with similar heights and reach, what is it that they can do in these opening rounds in order to get the advantage?
Well, they need to feel their opponent out. They need to actually take that first round, see what he's going to do, see what he's coming forward with, see his combinations, and see where the openings are. They have to be smart in the opening rounds, especially when both guys have explosive power like these two do.
Now, you mentioned explosive power. With a lot of guys that have explosive power that have been trained under custom model, they have that inside fighter style. They like to get onto the inside. They like to throw the hooks, the uppercuts. They throw in combinations. They work the body. What do you think will separate both of these men that share similar styles in the ring?
Just being smart, just knowing what range to throw their punches in, not making mistakes that you see some fighters use, and just who is the smarter fighter, who took the advice and the training from custom model to heart better than the other person.
Yeah, now you mentioned that of taking the advice from custom model, a guy who likes to train his fighters to come onto the inside, as mentioned previously. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the scorecards in the first round. 30% to 52% landed for Floyd Patterson, who I do believe took that first round. Dave, what did you see out of Floyd Patterson in that first round that you liked?
I liked seeing that jab. I like seeing him just using the ring, making sure he's in the right range, and you see Mike Tyson doing something you don't really see from Mike Tyson in real life. You're not seeing that explosive pressure. You're not seeing him push him up against the ropes. He's giving Floyd Patterson the time to time him, to see what he's doing, and to counter.
Now, you mentioned the feeling out process, Dave, of how both men like to come in the beginning and figure out what it is that the other opponent was supposed to do. Do you think possibly Tyson was a little bit more passive because of the fact that he wanted to see what Floyd Patterson was doing in that first round?
I do, but I don't agree with it. I think Mike Tyson, he definitely has the size advantage in terms of weight and probably the power advantage. I think he should have pressured Floyd Patterson to see if he could withstand that early pressure and then go from there.
Yeah, I think what both men can do to separate each other. One thing I thought that Floyd Patterson done in the beginning of that first round was he boxed efficiently. A lot of time when you got two guys on the inside who can come and they can box and they can come onto the inside and then just let the combinations in the hands go. And speaking of letting the hands go, look at Mike Tyson whipping hooks and uppercuts both upstairs and downstairs to the body. Floyd Patterson tries to respond, but he's looking a little wobbly on his legs right now, Dave.
I think those combinations were effective, but what I would like to see from Mike Tyson is a more selective punch rate. I would like to see him use that jab more and really put himself in position to land those shots effectively instead of just winging them out there, because he landed a good bit of punches, but he also missed some that if he started it off with the jab, he might have had more success with.
So you're saying the jab would have been the key to possibly getting a knockdown in this fight against Floyd Patterson, and maybe possibly a knockout. Now, we all know about Floyd Patterson's history with Sonny Liston, a guy who was a terror in the heavyweight division at the time, who actually sent Floyd Patterson into a depression that had him off in a layoff before he ended up fighting Muhammad Ali. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Dave's scorecard right now. Dave, call.
You got 51% landed for Mike Tyson in that round, actually landing more, definitely throwing more. But again, he wasn't as effective as he could have been if he set those punches up correctly.
Now, you talked about the punching power earlier, Dave, about how Mike Tyson might have the advantage. In the eyes of the judges, we know that clean and effective shots and just raw power a lot of times will get you the round here on Fight Night Champion. Do you believe that was a round that Mike Tyson secured just because of the pure power that he brings to the ring tonight?
I do believe that he did take that round. He landed more shots than Floyd Patterson did, but I think he might have hurt himself in stamina in the long run from just winging those punches out there the way he did.
Stamina is such an important part of the game. We're going to sit back and call some of the action right now because it is starting to get hot in there. Floyd Patterson working the body early. The left uppercut followed by the right hook. Both men mess with those leaping left hooks as Floyd Patterson steps in and tries to throw the right hand. Now, Dave, you talked about earlier about the jab and setting up punches. What is the most important thing when it comes to landing that right hand?
Just being in the right position in the ring, in the right range. A lot of times if you set it up with the jab, it works better, but you want to time that right hand to where you're in the ring where it's going to be right in between the guard. You have to set it up. You have to really be experienced at the game to know the right range to throw that punch at.
Yeah, so he's talking about the position, ladies and gentlemen, your foot placement, your ring placement, where you are in the ring, where you are in parallel to your opponent. If you're right down the middle, for all you guys who like the tips and tricks, you get it here on the most extreme quality video plays you can ever find, the Bingo Hall of YouTube. If you are not subscribed, we ask that you subscribe now, because right now Mike Tyson is trying to get Floyd Patterson off him with some beautiful combinations as he heads back towards the ropes. Dave, an inside fighter, what is he doing on the ropes? I have to ask you, Dave, what is it that he's doing on the ropes? But we'll call it right after we get to the scorecards, because that is the end of round number 3.
Okay, to get to your question, what is he doing on the ropes? I don't think you can really fault him for being on the ropes. I think you can credit Floyd Patterson for knowing how to cut that ring off and forcing him to be across the ropes. Anytime you see him trying to get in and forward, you see Floyd Patterson stepping, cutting that ring off, pushing him back towards the ropes.
Yeah, we took a look at Dave's scorecard a minute ago, 29-28, 2 rounds to 1 in favor of Floyd Patterson. Floyd Patterson, as you said, has been cutting the ring off all night, Dave. He's been using the jab. He's been sticking it in the face constantly. And I do believe that is what's giving him the advantage. What do you think Mike Tyson can do right now to have a repeat success like he did in round number 2?
He has to remember who he is. He has to remember he's Mike Tyson. A lot of times when Mike Tyson is mentioned, the way to beat Mike Tyson is to make him fight, to bully the bully. And he has to remember that he is the bully. He has to remember that he has the power, he has the tools to take this fight if he really wants to.
That's a good point, Dave. Mike Tyson right now being a little bit passive, taking his time. Right now it's like he wants to dive into the pool. He wants to, but the water's a little bit too cold for him right now. He's still trying to get his feet wet. So you see him constantly putting that big toe into the pool before he decides to actually hop in. When do you think he's going to make that decision, Dave? When do you think he's going to take the chance and jump deep into the pool like he did in round number 2?
Well, you see it a little bit right now. Both fighters going toe-to-toe right here. You see Floyd Patterson working the body. I think he might be trying to save stamina for the later rounds in some of these rounds, but I don't think that's going to work for him because Floyd Patterson's showing that he has the tools. Whatever Mike Tyson wants to do, he is countering him. The jab, everything that Floyd Patterson's doing right now is just taking him off of his game plan right now.
So when you're forced out of your game plan, that's such an important point, Dave. Being forced out of your game plan. What adjustments can you make to ensure that you do have your game plan and set, to make sure that you are setting the pace?
You have to just remember the basics. Remember your jab, remember your footwork, remember all the tools that you learn from experiencing in the game, and you have to not let yourself get discouraged. You have to calm down and remember that you know how to play this game the way you know how to play the game, and fight your fight.
Now, we take a look here at Mike Tyson as his corner before we go to our first replay of the night. From the referee's camera point of view, you see the straight right hand coming in from Floyd Patterson, followed by the right hook, and then that favorite combination of his, the side step right uppercut, followed by the 1-2 downstairs to the body. Just some of the effective work that we have seen from Floyd Patterson here tonight. 45% landed for Mike Tyson in that round, but we do believe with that 43% that Floyd Patterson did land in that matchup in round number 4, that he was able to secure that round. We see the action now continuing here with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in round number 5.
See Mike Tyson doing something he probably should have been doing a little bit earlier, which is working the body here.
Yeah, you talked about working the body and the importance of stamina earlier. But now what we're seeing here is maybe Tyson's getting a little bit gassed. We talked about the stamina problems that Tyson did have. That comes from the fact that Tyson's just never had good lungs. He's had asthma, and he also had a lot of problems with his lungs in his childhood. So maybe you see him here being more conscious of the fact that maybe he needs to work the body, because Floyd Patterson isn't going to go anywhere. He had him close to being on spaghetti legs in round number 2, but since then it's probably been more of an even fight, but it looks like Floyd Patterson's doing more damage.
Floyd Patterson just looks like the more intelligent fighter right now. He's got that jab, he's got his right range, he's just doing everything right, and I think not only is he getting a little bit gassed, I think he's getting a little bit frustrated here.
Is he getting frustrated from maybe the counters? Is it the body work? Could it be the defense? What exactly is frustrating Mike Tyson? What is the frustration that you're seeing from him?
I just think that nothing's working for him, whatever he tries to do. He's tried to fight on the inside, he's tried to fight on the outside, and when he comes on the inside, he's getting outboxed. And when he fights on the outside, Floyd Patterson able to cut that ring off and keep him pressured and not give him the time he needs.
Well, that's a good point, Dave. You know, we talked about records earlier. Tyson with such an outstanding record online, and we all know that records don't suggest everything. Do you think he's every bit of his record? Do you think maybe he's been fighting some soft opposition? What could it be that Tyson is not living up to the performance that his record is showing in this fight?
Well, I think, you know, if he only fights with Mike Tyson, I don't think his record is that impressive. You have a lot of guys who only fight with Mike Tyson, and once you start your new head-to-head account or whatever, when you first start, you get matched up with those beginners. And now that he's 43-6, I think it is, he's starting to get into that higher competition, and that's why you're seeing him be the way he is right now. I don't think he's up to the hype.
Well, you saw it in that replay there, Floyd Patterson just taking advantage of the aggression, using the jab and also the counter straight right hand in order to take advantage of Tyson in that last round. We saw the 50% landed there for Floyd Patterson in this fight, and now they're going back toe-to-toe, working downstairs to the body. Neither man really looking to back up. Floyd Patterson just missed with that power straight, beautifully blocked from Mike Tyson, followed by the left uppercut. Uppercuts and jabs and straights downstairs to the body. Another receipt from Floyd Patterson. The left uppercut followed by the combination, both high and low. Side step right uppercut followed by the left hook. 1-2 downstairs to the body. Floyd Patterson letting the hands go. Tyson trying to give the receipt. Dave, toe-to-toe action. Who has the advantage at this point in round number 6?
Floyd Patterson, hands down, has the better, more varied combinations, the better in-ring knowledge. He is just taking this man to work right now. Mike Tyson is throwing back, but anything that he does is just getting countered by Floyd Patterson.
Now, I'm a huge Tyson fan, Dave. I'm a really huge Tyson fan. But right now, what I'm seeing from him, it's like he's trying to press the action. He's trying to do what he can. But one thing I'm noticing is that he's not using the angles. Do you think that's his biggest problem? What can he do to gain success on the inside?
You're not seeing him throw that jab at all. And the jab, you know, as you know, I know, is a range finder. And if you're not using that jab to get in the right range, I mean, look at him here. He's just throwing non-stop hooks and uppercuts. I've seen very few jabs, very few steps to get in the right position to land his shots. I think he's just done.
So when do you think the knockout is going to come, Dave? I mean, at this point, He's not showing that he has the ability to finish the fight. He's not showing that he can even be, in the fight. When do you think this fight is going to end?
I think it's going to come very soon. You think Mike Tyson getting increasingly frustrated here? He's throwing all kinds of shots that are not doing any damage. And when you throw those many punches, you're going to end up getting even more gas than he is. I think the knockdown's coming soon.
Keep it up.
Well, you hear Floyd Patterson being told in this corner to keep up the good work, to keep throwing the combinations, to keep letting the hands go. 51% landed there for Floyd Patterson in that round compared to the 47% for Mike Tyson. Patterson starting the round off by going downstairs to the body, starting to use the jab downstairs to the body. That jab to the body would just take the wind out of the gut, take the wind out of the soles. We see Patterson, as Teddy Atlas has said so many times, when you got a guy in front of you, he's like a tall building. You want to go in there and start smashing some windows, start breaking some things. And that's exactly what Floyd Patterson has done throughout the first 7 rounds. Mixing it up, going downstairs to the body, tearing up the body of Tyson, and now we're starting to see him slow down. He felt that combination as it was started off by a sidestep, counter left hook, followed by the combination downstairs to the body. Speaking of combinations, jabs and uppercuts, straights and left hooks, straights and uppercuts, also landed for Floyd Patterson here in this round. He started to cut the ring off, bring him back to the ropes, and then he took a step back. What's the importance of giving yourself room as an inside fighter, Dave?
Well, if you're too far on the inside, you end up smothering yourself to where you don't have the room to land those punches. You need to give yourself step back, make sure you have the right clearance to be able to land those shots, and that's something that you're not seeing Mike Tyson do and you're seeing Floyd Patterson do here.
A minute left in round number 7. You hear it from our expert commentator, Dave, the motherfucking Rip One. If you have not subscribed to his channel, link can be found in the description. YouTube.com/Dave the Rip One. As for me, I am Fight Night's Finest. You can find me on my channel, YouTube.com/FightNightsFinest. Remember, this is the bingo hall of YouTube, the place of extreme quality content. If you have not subscribed and you have come across this video, please subscribe so that you can see other members of the bingo hall and their incredibly high quality videos. 10 seconds here in round number 7. We're about to get to another replay here in a second as we come to the end of round number 7.
Another thing about the bingo hall is you want to check out that video that Arachnid Soul uploaded today. A brand new Silent Hill game is out featuring Arachnid Soul, yours truly, and Fight Night's Finest. It was a great video. It was a ton of fun to make, and it was great quality content taken to the extreme, as always.
Well, what we saw there in that last replay was definitely taken to the extreme. We saw Mike Tyson finally get some success, and we're going to go ahead and check out this replay here before we explain the last one. We see Floyd Patterson coming in with the 1-2, jab, right hook downstairs to the body. Tyson takes advantage, steps back and gets the straight right hand off, and then he steps back and dodges another straight downstairs to the body from Floyd Patterson. That was actually a better round there for Mike Tyson, but it was not enough for him to solidify the round in the mind of Dave. 5 rounds to 2 in favor of Floyd Patterson, 68-65. With 47% landed by Floyd Patterson in that round. Dave, you gotta wonder, should his corner stop the fight?
You got to be thinking about that right now at this point, because as you see, as the rounds go, he's landing less and less punches. He's taking more and more punishment. Also, do you think that maybe the lack of Customato in his corner is affecting Mike Tyson? Because as you know, Mike Tyson didn't always have the right people in his corner. He had a lot of people try to use him. He had a lot of personal problems. Do you think that's coming into fact in this match?
Yeah, I think it could be one of the things, because I know Cuss would have told him, man, this is not you. This is not your type of fight. Where's your jab? Why are you not slipping punches? Why are you not using angles? Why are you not working the body like you used to? I think Cuss would have definitely helped him out in this situation, because he needs to start making adjustments. And his adjustments to start getting to this back step straight right hand. Unfortunately, he did give him a couple of counters, but once again, it doesn't look like he's hurting Patterson with any of these shots. Even though Tyson is now starting to go to work a little bit better in round number 8. I think he's starting to feel that sense of urgency, Dave. I think he knows he's behind, and I think he knows that he has to start making an adjustment.
I think that is a good sign for Floyd Patterson, because when you see your opponent start doing those things that are cheap, when you start seeing the backstep after backstep after backstep and the cheap tactics, that is when you know that your opponent is desperate. They know they're down, and that is a sign that you are doing exactly what you need to do and to keep it up.
Well, Dave, you mentioned that, and I think another thing that maybe Patterson is starting to see is that Tyson's really slowing down. He doesn't have that same snap in his punches. You don't see those hooks coming out with that crispness that it was a couple of rounds going. I think the body work from Floyd Patterson is really starting to get to Mike Tyson here, as we're going to jump right into round number 9. We're not going to show you the corners, but we will show you the scorecard. 46% landed for Mike Tyson in that last round compared to the 43 from Floyd Patterson. I think this is going to be the end of the road here, Dave.
Yeah, I think he's just getting broken down. Floyd Patterson did the road work in the beginning of the fight, and not only that, but Floyd Patterson growing in confidence. Now that you said he doesn't have the same crisp in his punches. He doesn't have the same fear of getting caught with a shot on the way in. So you see Floyd Patterson getting more and more aggressive and looking to close this fight out with a big knockout win.
One thing I'm liking from Floyd Patterson right now is that he's working the body. He sees the slow steps from Tyson. Look, every time he hits him with a body shot, look how he kills over. Look how he reacts to the punches from Floyd Patterson. He's feeling it, Dave. This could be the end. I'm feeling a knockout in this round.
It's definitely on the way if Mike Tyson doesn't make an adjustment, but honestly, I don't even know what oh, look at that, a beautiful uppercut. Go ahead, do the signature.
Get your chin checked as he gets cold clocked by a beautiful left uppercut that drops Mike Tyson for the first time in this fight. Dave, the end is near. I'm sensing it. That Teddy Atlas red light alert is now in effect. Floyd Patterson, look for him to close the jab. He's doing it patiently. He comes in behind the jab. Left uppercut followed by the right hook downstairs to the body. Left hook connects over the top. Straight right hand followed by the left hook misses. But then he comes back with another combination where the right hook did land with success. You see Floyd Patterson measuring him, timing him, using the left uppercut, using the right hook to pop the head up. He tried to go for the signature, sidestep a punch, but was unable to land the counter. Tyson moving kind of slow. Patterson working the body, making him kill over, making him feel the effects from the punches. Straight right hand followed by the left hook, connects. You see Patterson step in and close the gap, works the body, right uppercut, left hook combination, connects. Mike Tyson tries to throw it back, but he ends up getting knocked down. Which punch was it? It was the chin check left hook that put him down onto the canvas for the second time. Tyson's down, Dave. What's gonna happen from here?
I think this fight is over, and one thing that I'm impressed with was the discipline from Floyd Patterson. You see, after that first knockdown, you don't see him just coming forward, rushing with all kinds of punches. You see him still taking his time, and ladies and gentlemen, that is the fight. Tyson unable to get up. This fight is over.
Thank you for joining us here on the Bingo Hall of YouTube, the place of extreme quality content. Subscribe today if you haven't. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like the video if you enjoy. For me and Dave the Rip One, we are saying good night.